Oh boy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Leave it to me. Yeah, 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 leave it to me. Let's go. Leave it to me. Let's go. Leave it to me. 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 Let's go. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Yo, 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 can everybody hear me? Can you hear me, Tom?
I can hear you.
Yes. Yes, so we have a little issue here. Technical difficulties. Like always, you think of a new year. Nah, same old technical difficulties. Station everyone. It's been a long time since we've done a show here. The amazing collected edition show has been in hiatus. You know what I'm saying? This show right here has been in hiatus. Not really hiatus, but it's been a whole year since we did a show, Tom. You know what I mean? It was last year that we did the show. You know what I mean? All right, Station, how you doing? Thanks for joining us this new year, but still same awesome show. My man Primetime Tom is with me. How you doing, Mr. Tom?
Woo. You look black eye kinds of shit. It's been a week.
One of those kind of weeks, man. The weather wasn't helping. You know what I mean? I had like a stack I was bringing into one of the stores, and a big box that I had on top of it while I was trying to bring it into the store, fell and hit me in the face, in the mouth.
Ouch.
And I had a big bump and everything, but in the cold, that hurt. I was like, ah. I was trying to lie. I was trying to be professional. So I was trying hard not to swear. You know what I mean? But it was really hard not to swear. But it was very painful. So like, you know, it was a rough day for me too during the week yesterday. But it's over because now we're here doing what we love to do all the time. Talk about some Spider-Man. You know, and today we're covering the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6, issue 26 through 28. So we're doing 3 issues today. We decided because it's the whole Rec Rap arc that a lot of people weren't asking for, but we got it. But to be honest with you, before we review this, Rec Rap, I enjoy the character. There was some funny jokes in it and stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't know if we needed it in the flagship. You know what I mean? Maybe we would have had a lot of people say, oh, you have all these extra issues and stuff like that. B titles of Spider-Man. There's all these other B titles. This could have been like a little mini series for a B title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we understand they're trying to tell a story here. You know, and all that. But overall, we're gonna go through it. You know what I mean? A lot of people did not like this little arc, but you know, we'll see what we do when we start looking into the book. And also, since by popular demand, you know, I wasn't gonna do one today, but since it's a new year, it's been a year since we did this, a whole year. We're gonna do what people love, what people want.
Could that be?
You know you want it. You gotta have it. Some that show and tell a little bit later. You know what I mean? I put some more oomph on it a little bit later. You know what I mean? But you know, we love the show and tell. You know what I'm saying? People love it. You know, sometimes we have it through show and tell. Sometimes it's the blaming, what you do in the hashtag blame Phable show. You know what I mean? It's kind of same thing. You know what I mean? Well, you should gonna start blaming mostly Tom, because he made me do this today. So it's mostly Tom.
Come on.
Come on. What are you doing? We have a few people. My man Billy Power Match Station's in the house. You know, you got Kenneth is in the house. Thanks, Station. I know it's the weekend. It's Sunday. People gearing up for some football in a little bit. You know what I mean? So or spending time with their families. Off the people that are off. There are people that work on Sundays, and for you people, I praise you. Have a good day of work. But for those who are off, hope you get to enjoy this on the rewind, or you're enjoying it now. You know, maybe you're picking up your books, bag and boarding, whatever it is. I hope we can entertain you, because we always enjoy doing this. And before we get to what you guys know, I'm gonna have a little few things, but of course the PCP Army Bad Batch. PCP crew, pop culture philosopher. That's where we came from. The channel, always having shows throughout the week, and of course Friday was no different. The hashtag Blame Phable show has gone prime time, just like my man Tom. Prime time. The hashtag Blame Phable show and his amazing friends. Episode 11, Lost in Comics. Chris was up in the house in there. Of course, my man Nick, Comic Culture. There was a bunch of people on a good Friday night. You know what I mean? A fun show. Robbie was in there. You know what I mean? Of course, Nick, Phable, Chris. You know what I mean? Our guy Stu, Dr. Doom, Stu. You know what I mean? Oh man, it was just a ball. And of course, can't forget my man Taqi. You know what I'm saying? Taqi was up in the house. I hope we get to see him, a little more of him. I know we get a little greedy once a lot of these guys come in. We don't see him a lot. And but yeah, we need some more Taqi. We need some more Eric the Stash. You know, he'd be in the chats and stuff. Like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying? Might as well talk about it earlier. Me and my man Nick, Comic Culture. He did a comics look ahead earlier today. A morning show. Like he does like monthly, he tries to do monthly. And he did what's coming out in February. You know what I mean? And he was kind enough to have me on, and we talked all books, everything. Some indies that I got to read, some of them don't. But everybody knows if I go to indies, I go to Nick. You know what I mean? Other than Robbie. You know, Robbie's the man. You know, Robbie covers everything. You know what I mean? And so does Nick. So we're covering a lot of things. It was a lot of fun. Watch that on the rewind if you want. It's worth it. You know what I mean? And of course, he's got tomorrow a room tour. I don't even did he talk about it? I don't even remember if he talked about it on his show, but he's got a room tour tomorrow, I think at 8 Central or something like that. Pretty cool. He redid his room a little bit, and we got to see it in the back chats a little bit, and should be a fun show. His little room tour. Of course, he has his Wednesday stuff. You know, Whiplash Wednesday. He's one of the guys that keeps it alive. He always has his what he cadets comics, what comes out, and then he does what he got on Wednesdays. Usually 10 a.m. for the first video, 5 p.m. East for his second show. So check out Nick Comic Culture. You guys know I'm always gonna represent with him. He's amazing, and puts on great shows. Anybody in the Bad Batch, you know what I'm saying? My man Vernal comes out with shows on Thursday, horror shows. If you want to get scared out of your ass, go watch that. Ooh, I said a bad word, Tom. I apologize. This is not prime time. I'm not allowed. But you have him, of course, Extreme Clientele with my man Steph, and you know what I mean, the Dr. Doom channel, stuff like that was still, they put on a show all the time on there. Man, I could go on. My man Manny, Nerdtastic News with a lot of review. Always has a fantastic show. I think I have a thumbnail. He recently did a ranking every live action Batman film. So Batman, talk about Batman. This is Spider-Man podcast. I mean podcast. Oh, we have podcast now? Oh, wow. Spider-Man show.
John Steffi. John.
What? So yeah, man, we have all types of shows. It's like Nick was saying earlier, we need a calendar with a whole list, a TV guide just for the Bad Batch now. You know what I mean? We entertain everybody every day of the week, you know. So that's awesome. And of course, I have one more show. Like, I didn't talk about this earlier on Nick's show because I wasn't sure when I was gonna do it. But now I know this Wednesday I'll be back, coming back. Finally, Big Herm has come back to Whiplash Wednesday because I'm gonna do a show at 6 p.m. East on Whiplash Wednesday. I'm always gonna call it that and then of course the unboxing Dismay Comics of the Tales from Town City #1. Finally, I got it a couple of weeks ago. I've been wanting to do the video. I'm gonna do an unboxing for that this Wednesday, and then next Wednesday I got another unboxing to do, but I'll talk about that unboxing on this unboxing show. So 6 p.m. East, I'm gonna be unboxing my man Dismay Comics. You know what I'm saying, Brandon? They put on another awesome book to read, and he's been on all of our platforms. You know what I mean? He's awesome. Glad to support the man, support the brand. You know what I mean? So check him out. Check out that video. And I think that's enough plugging. 12 minutes into the show, and I'm still plugging here. Like we don't have a Spider-Man book to review and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Oh, my man Marvin Wynn. I haven't seen him in a while. What's up, brother? What's going on? He's got a bunch of books coming out too. Yeah, man. Just plugging away. How you doing, Tom? Not that I do all the talking. How you been?
Good. Getting caught up with.
Yeah, man. We also. I'll say it here. Next week, we're planning on coming back after we do these 3 issues. Of course, we're gonna cover the first issue of Gang War #1. Now, I remember telling Phable this because he didn't even know about it. But this is outside of the Amazing Spider. This is getting the whole Gang War started. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna cover this issue, and me and Tom decided, there's other issues of Gang War, but there's another special issue that came out, and I had to go all over Long Island and find a copy of this one because my guy didn't have it. A couple of guys didn't have it, but the Ultimate Spider-Man #1. We decided to cover that, the Gang War, and this. This will be the main event next week.
I'm glad
Yeah, I enjoy the heck out of it. Did you get to read it?
Yeah.
Oh, so good, right? So good.
Good.
Hickman, you know what I mean? Chichetto. Need to say more. It's been sold out everywhere. I think Friday night, Robbie was talking about because he manages a shop, and he was talking about like they were a little nervous about ordering too many of these because all the Ultimate stuff didn't sell very well. But they should just, like I said this morning, they should have just started with this like they always did. This Ultimate started with Spider-Man. It should just started, get everybody hyped up for it. But what's done. They finally know, and this sold out. Probably a second print. People are gonna go after that one. I'll probably get me a copy of the second print too. But
me too,
great book. Can't wait to cover it next week. I'm glad you found a issue, because I was trying to find you an issue and Phable an issue. Phable wanted the A cover, but he got someone that found it for him, Bobby Delgado Station, and then Eric found a couple of issues, variants for him. So they got him covered. You know what I mean? There you go, that word. Fable's got me covered. They got him covered. You know what I mean? I was trying to find an issue for you, but I'm glad you found it, so I don't have that stress anymore. You know what I mean? I really was trying to find you a copy. I probably was gonna send you anything that I ordered ahead of time. Because I did, when I saw everything was selling out, I went online and ordered a couple of the variants on Midtown. That's the last place that had it until they sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but that I have to go get it and because they have an option if mail it to you, or they have a store or location that they're only open during the weekend, and you can like send your stuff to them, and then you could go pick it up and stuff. So it's pretty cool. But that's all the way on the other side of Queens. So probably get there next weekend. But that's what I did. So I did find a couple of extra issues. I was gonna send you one, but now you found one. So so that's awesome. I'm glad you found it because it was worth it, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're gonna talk more about that one next week. Now that we're 15 minutes in the intro.
Yep.
Yeah. So bear with me. My headsets, for whatever reason, they don't want to work. I will try to put it on, have it work. So Tom, sometimes I hear you and sometimes you come out and I can't hear you. But when I watch it on the rewind, we hear you clearly. So it's mostly on my end that for whatever reason, when you talk, sometimes some of your words don't come out. So I might ask you to repeat sometimes. So like everybody, why is he asking? That's pretty much why. But without further ado, Tom, are you ready to do this?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you ready? Let's go, man. So I'm giving myself the bigger screen here because I'm covering issue number 36. You have any variants for this one? Oh wait, hold on. Let me switch it.
The JRJ.
Oh, the JRJ. That's a hot variant right there. That's imitating his father's cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So I always I usually get the A cover. Sometimes I get a couple of the variants, but my man here picks up the variants sometimes. So that's why I asked. So yeah, man. So I mean, just right down at number 36. This is a great cover too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's go. Let me open this up so we can get rolling. Let me take a sip. Pepsi does not pay me, guys. They don't, but man, do I love it. So this starts raining stormy night, boom boom boom, in Queens, and it says 2 nights ago. So we got a big monstrous figure. Everybody know who that is. And it's Rick Rap knocking on someone's door, and the guy's like, "Hello." And the guy's like, "I'm a private investigator, Rick Rat. You know what I mean? I'm a private investigator. I need to get to your attic." I'm like, "Attic?" He's like, "Dear God." but you're the big thing that's been trying to like tearing up all around the city. He's like, "No, I'm not." You know what I mean? And he's like, "You actually think you're in disguise?" He's like, "Bingo, I do." But surprise, you've been having a conversation with the irresistible Wreck Rat. So he's like in denial. You know what I mean? Go ahead. But you know, I forgot to say David Wells, the picture. Zeb Wells and Ed McGuinness is in the art. I usually always talk about the art, and we love Ed McGuinness.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves to be a comedian and stuff. I love the art. I love the whole Rick Rap thing. I like the character. Let's keep on keeping on. But so he's like, now we take a look at your attic. He's like, why? Why you gotta look at my attic? And he's like, yeah, I gotta go check something out up there. You know, something's going on. I've been getting attacked by rogues, and I got, you know, and I have an entire gallery of them. And the guy's like, what? You know what I mean? And then someone goes, Wreck Rap, I see you. And he's like, poopers. You know what I mean? You can't hide from me, Grave Goblin. So you see, we got one guy called Grave Goblin. He's like, Wreck Rap, you're never hide except when it's in disguise. So supposedly the disguise, they really think it's working, but it's really not. But you know, hey, Superman puts on the glasses, and he's Clark Kent all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So next page has Luke Cage in there talking to Madam Pryor. You know, because she's the queen of the limbo, and so I'm not gonna go through the whole conversation, but he's pretty much telling her, we having problems with your people from Limbo, especially this rep rap guy. You know, we're trying to lift the, when Kingpin was mayor, he put that whole thing against superheroes and stuff like that. The whole I forgot what you call it. And he's like, you Rick Rap and the Insidious Six is tearing up the city. That's not gonna help the cause to lift this superhero stuff. And Mad Empire, she's like, hey, that's not my problem, man. You gotta take care of your business, you know what I'm saying? If it's so important, it's the reason you brought him here. And then he's like, and Spider-Man's like, yeah. And he's like, he thought you guys were friends. And Spider's like, yeah, well, technically we're friends, but she kind of a little bit mad at me about what I did in the Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1, where he snuck in with the Hallows Eve to get the Hallows Eve and all that, and the whole situation, and that we covered it, you know what I mean, in that issue. With what's his name, Ben Reilly's character, which I can't get his name right now, Chasm. There you go. So she's kind of still mad at him for that, for breaking into Limbo, and she's like, well, she's like, I have not, I've been quick to forgive the the lessons, but the fact that I've already done something. And she's like, you have? And she's like, yeah, Chasm invasion that you created, you know what I mean? My agent have been going around collecting anybody from Limbo. You know what I mean? So we're like, who's this? And they're like, what? Really? You know what I mean? What? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. And he's like, I asked if you stay out of my way. That's what she said. So pretty much she wants to take care of all the Limbo people, and Spider-Man and Luke Cage get out of the way. You know what I mean? So Spider-Man right here in the next page is like, what do you think, Cage? He's like, she definitely thinks but she's the ruler of Limbo. We might have a different tolerance for chaos here in the real world. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, good point. I'll try to find Wreck Rap, see if I can get him off the street at least. He's like, can you hold up a second? He's like, wouldn't looking good. I was seen leaving with a illegal superhero. So pretty much, I messed up that whole reading, but pretty much he's like, we can't leave together because I am a mayor, and leaving with a superhero with all these rules doesn't look good for me. So they do their separation, and all that. And he talks about the whole thing with the Randy Robinson situation with the kid and all that, and what's happening when they're preparing for the gang war that's coming up. And Peter's like, yo, this politics, I'm out. I'm not worried about the politics. I'll let you worry about that. I'm gonna do the superhero thing. And Luke Cage is like, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think you're doing enough? So keep on keeping on elsewhere. We got some mad faces looking here. And you got one going, I am making you uncomfortable. He's like, nah, I'm great. So he's a Hammerhead. He's like, you always understand the power of tradition, Hammerhead, which means you understand that things were better when all crime in New York was under Magia control, which is like the Marvel version of the Mafia, but they didn't want to use Mafia, so they used Magia. So
Get a Silverman.
What happened?
Get a robot.
Yeah. He said, and you understand why the odd bosses must return. And then he's like, you said it, Silvermane. So it's Silvermane in his robotic head. If you know the cartoon, you know mostly the whole body. But you don't know this Silvermane in the comics.
Right.
Some people don't. He's like, you show your loyalty by doing away with Madame Muskew. You show it now by holding your head below me. Soon that task will not be difficult. Soon you will stand tall to greet me. Soon the Magia will be reborn. He's gonna have his whole body and all that on a mechanical, Terminator looking suit.
That right there.
Dun, dun, dun. And keep on keeping on in limbo, the garden of Jack's souls. You see, man, it probably goes, there you are. Hope you got a good rest. It's time to go to work. And she's digging up some freaking plant thing there. And she goes, the routed children of limbo needs to be collected. And that's what you were good at, isn't it? So supposedly he's good at collecting things.
Dodge.
They think limbo is a place where sins are punished. Not true. They are buried away so that the gifts beneath them may be revealed. And she's like, you use your gifts, my repossessor. Bring limbo children home. But maybe put your face on first. So she pretty much was telling, this ugly looking thing to go collect every, including Rick Rap. You know what I mean? Keep on keeping on. Someone goes, excuse me. And he's like, hi, now I know I look like the guy who tore your place up. He's like, no, you don't at all. He's like, see, I don't think so either. Is the teeth right? It's the teeth, right? Can you tell what happened here? So it's pretty much you can't tell. He's like, it's the teeth is the reason why they can't tell them separate, even though Wreck Rap is huge. He's regular looking. And the guy pretty much tells him like what happened before. Wreck Rap came in, tore up the whole place, and he's like, it definitely wasn't the Green Goblin. Well, I don't know what kind of goblin that was, kind of thing, you know what I mean? But he's like, now the landlord's gonna be pissed that this happened. So he's worried about the landlord. He almost got killed by these things, but he's worried about the landlord. That's how scary he is. Oh man! So of course you see the wreckage right there, and Spider-Man talking, and then Spider was like, kind of convenient. They smash into this place. The guy who only kind of looks like me wanted to inspect in the first place. Wonder if he found what he was looking for. And he's like, I sure hope so. I'd hate for anyone else to have to deal with a mess like this. So he's pretty much like, no more of that. Of course, the East Village. Go back to the East Village.
Mm-hmm.
And my man Wreck Rap is in there. He's like, here I am. Right where my parented spider brain tingled led me. So this spider brain tingled. Also, these papers I found in the attic. These papers also led me here. Honestly, the papers did most of the work. But I also feel a tingle. I'm pretty sure. Ahoo! The trail is warm and tasty. Yum! So he pretty much start licking the building.
Going all bad.
And then of course, Peter, you mind telling me what you're doing? Licking my building? He's like, your building? You live here? Parker Pete Man? And he's like, shh, you can't say that here. Someone's gonna hear you. He's like, oh, where should we go? Lead the way. And then he flips him over the roof. Whee! So you see him there, and you see him flipping over the roof. And he's like, let's try that again. What are you doing at my apartment? And he's like, what is your apartment doing in the papers from the attic? And who needs that many eyeballs? Uh-oh. And I'm like, eyeballs? What the hell? And then he's like, what in the God's name are you talking about? And someone behind him goes, peekaboo, poop face. Although he didn't say poop face. He said the other thing. So he got his big ass looking eyeball thing. And he's like, oh, only a buffoon tries to hide from me. He's like, honestly, I honestly didn't think you were looking for me. Spider-Man says. And he's like, she's talking to me, Spider my guy. I am right, Dr. Octoball. He's like, you are? Enjoy your prize. And he punches him. He's like, poof. He's like, oh. And Spider-Man goes, stop it. You don't know how much trouble you're in. And he kicks him. You see all the action going on. Boom, boom, ping, ping. And then he goes, I know some of my betrayals who hunt Rec Rap don't return, and I will have answers. I will have the next page. And then some dude come out of nowhere, some weird mime-looking dude in a top hat comes out of nowhere. He's like, you know this guy? He's like, no, but he looks like a pretty cool dude, Rec Rap says. And the Octoball says, no, I don't want to go back. I belong here, fighting my enemies. He's like, the queen disagrees, and she sent me to collect you. And he just becomes this weird, freaking nasty looking thing. And the other guys are like, I think that's Madeline's guy. She sent him to take you back to Limbo, Spider-Man says. He's like, I don't think so. No, thank you. Pass, says Rec Rap. And he's like, why? So right here, you see the Rec Rap, and then you see the eyeball, and you see that guy just turn into this weird, ugly looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever might not like this, but the drawing's pretty good. Like, it's drawing to the nasty thing. He's like, because that? No, it burns. It burns. He swallows up Octoball into whatever the hell he is, into his body. Because you see his face right there. Like, what the hell?
That's some bird. Oh, whoops.
He's like, I'm not going in there. Octoball is a bad guy. I'm sure he's not going to do that to you. And then Octoball looks at him. I mean, the guy, whoever the dude is, looks at him, his face. He's like, okay, Rec Rap, now I'm going to do that to you. And he said, and Rec Rap's like, please, you got to help me. You don't know what's going on. I'm trying to crack a big case. He's like, I'm trying to crack a big case. Well, he's trying to grab him. And he's like, you got to believe me. And then Spider-Man's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. So, of course, you see the pages. You see him afraid. And he's grabbing Rec Rap. And Spider-Man's like, oh, great. I got to do the right thing. And he's like, hold on a sec. And kicks the thing. Boom. Releasing Rec Rap. And he's like, I'm bringing this one in myself. And he's like, oh, you. I know you. Now what? Springaling! That's what Rec Rap says. I don't know what the hell he means, but okay. He's like, boom, and he punk kicks him. And he's like, Rec Rap, come on, buddy man. We're on the lam now. You okay? But he said he knew me. He's like, and the guy's like, oh. And he says, Parker. So he's like, you see him kick him. And then at the end, he's like, Parker. So he knows him. Whoever the hell this guy is knows him.
I know him.
Yeah. So, to be continuing, issue 37. And that was Amazing Spider-Man number 36. Oh, man. So, since I did a lot of talking, what you think about this issue, my man, Tom?
Oh, fun.
Rec
Rec Rap.
And a
And a
lot
lot of people
you think
think he's kind
type
of like
comic
comic
site.
site.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I said, I like the Rec Rap character. A lot of people like thinks he's absurd and stuff. I get a kick out of him, stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not loving the arc completely. It's
Yeah.
like, but the Rec Rap stuff is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
the,
would have rather had. Go ahead.
yeah, the
Yeah,
art.
the art.
The art's amazing. I would have rather have if this was a backup. A lot of people don't like it when it's $4.99. If this was like a backup story with Rec Rap, I would read it. You know what I mean? I enjoy it. But like in the main story right here, it kind of puts away with what they're really trying to do. But I guess, you know what I mean? I was interested in who this guy was and why he knows who Peter Parker is. You know what I mean? I mean, we find out later. It was it was funny to see Silvermane back, you know what I mean, with the head. A lot of if we were doing shows at that time, if they had any of this going on, I'm sure people would have hated that from the run, you know what I mean? But as a kid, that I remember, that's what I remember, you know what I mean? So I got a kick out of, like I said, these issues, because of nostalgia, you probably enjoy it a little more if
Oh,
you
yeah.
are like a newer Spider-Man fan, you're not gonna read this. You're gonna be like, "What the hell?" You know what I mean? So a couple of people joined. Steve White, Station, and then my man Eric the Stash, Station. I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend and enjoying our storytelling a little bit. So real quick, Jerry, I'm gonna rate the issue. And I'm gonna let you rate it. I'm gonna rate it a 2.5 out of 5 backlogs. That's not the greatest score,
Yeah.
but it could have been worse. You know what I mean? So I gave it a decent 2.5, which is like mediocre.
Yeah.
But because I actually like Rec Rap. I like the funny things. He's a clown, and Peter is like gets annoyed with him and stuff like that. And then the Silvermane thing, like I said, nostalgia hit me with that one. So I enjoyed it enough to give it a 2.5. Which is probably one of the lowest scores I gave it in a while. But it wasn't like Chippa, it wasn't as bad as Chippa, you know what I mean? So
For a certain
so how many backlogs do you give it, Tom?
Silver Jetter. Give it a 3 point.
You gave it 3.5. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it enough to give it a 3.5. Like I said, Spider-Man fans might enjoy this a little more than a regular comic fan that likes Spider-Man. But okay. So the average would probably be, we'll give the main average after we give all 3 books. You know what I mean? Then I'll give you the main average of what it is. But Amazing Spider-Man 36, decent book, like all right. You know what I mean? Mediocre at best for me. You gave it 3.5, which that's a pretty darn good score. That means you enjoyed it. And it's okay. We don't have to 100% agree with everything, you know what I mean? But it's not like I disagree with the enjoyment of the book. Like I said, it's tough for people to enjoy this. I don't know about Choppa, but Oh man, I can't wait to see what you feel when you read it. Let me take a quick sip because I'm gonna do issue number 37. And real quick,
Then we got Rick.
is that a variant?
Yeah.
All right, let me large size so you can see your variant.
It wasn't a record. I think the connecting like a big.
Okay.
That's the center.
Yeah.
Baby.
That's awesome. That's an awesome cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the boring A cover. You know what I mean? The boring A with the wonderful art here. Like, I think this is McGinnis art on it too. Let me find out real quick. Cause you guys know I love Ed McGinnis. A lot of we got people that don't love Ed McGinnis because the neck thing, but I understand. But let me see right here. It usually tells you the cover art. I think this is. I mean, like I'm delaying the show even more. It usually tells you cover art is Ed McGinnis. Yeah, so it is Ed McGinnis. I knew it.
Mine.
Andrews.
Okay. Ed McGinnis. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Duh, Herm. And of course, it has an ad saying Marvels. Go see it, November 10th, which I enjoy. And someone in back chat said they enjoyed it. I think it was Eric. But that's another conversation for another day. We're covering number 37, so I'm gonna just keep on keeping on.
Okay. Take a restroom.
Okay, go ahead. Do what you gotta do. You read this, so you already know where I'm coming from. But go do what you gotta do. I'm gonna give myself the solo till you come back. All right, guys. So let's see what I got back there. I'm sure it looks a lot better than last time I had back there. I had boxes everywhere and all that. I'm working on my man cave, guys. So we got my man Land Chop play along back there. You know what I mean? And then of course we got my Infinity Gauntlet box right there, and a couple of pop figures back there. I don't know why this is not show and tell. This is issue, but I kind of like having my partner with me when I'm doing the issues. You know what I'm saying? But I always like I like this view from too. A lot of people like when I view from over there, but over there is full of crap over there right now, so I can't get over Everybody's been redoing their room. It's kind of like a New Year's thing. Let's redo the room. New year, new room kind of thing, you know. But keep on keeping on. I'm gonna continue until Tom comes back. You hear someone say Parker. He's looking at a picture with him and Randy, I'm guessing, Robinson, that weird looking dude. And he's like, "You owe me." And somebody's like, "Yo, Pete, come on, man. I can hear you. Why are you returning my calls? I need to get in touch with your friend. You know, the one." He's talking about Spider-Man. And he's like, "The one who crawls on walls." And the guy's like, "Collateral. So this weird guy, here's Randy, and then he starts going, "I'm trying to get rid of Fist Law, and I need," Randy saying this, "and I need some superhero backup." And he's saying, "He's harder to get a hold on than you are." And he's like, "Peter?" And you see something cracking. Breaks the door with his monstrous, weird, limbo-looking body. And there goes Randy. You know what I mean? And as we keep on, we head over to Rec Rap. He's like, Rec Rap presents a Rescallion production. I can't even freaking read right now. Rec Rap story adventures starting me in a tale I call The Mystery of the Time I Got in a Fight with Kraken the Hunter a few weeks ago and something weird happened. So he's doing some storytelling there, being really silly. You know what I mean? He's like, "This is our destiny, Rec Rap. It has been written," the evildoer says. "Like our counterparts, I will marry you alive." Rec Rap's like, "Oh, I think you mean Barry." He's like, "Bury you alive. I'm not a sadist. You're not the future Mr. Rap either," Rec Rap says. "Because the net was made to contain the strength of 10 tunas. But I have the strength of a man-sized spider. And guess what?" He's like, "What?" "That's like 13 tunas." Gah! It's wanging time. He's like, "It's wanging time." And he ends up falling down. Someone got out there going, "Look out!" And he falls in the floor. Which if you do the podcast, the amazing Spider Talk podcast, Dan Gavosling always talking about the whole lookout thing with the Captain Stacy and stuff like that. So he's like has a conspiracy, like, because he talks about that. They put it in the comics a lot. It might happen. You never know. And then Rick Rabbit, and then back to the story. But before I could web wang down to the enemy, I saw something very strange, something very worth repeating. So here I go. I'll repeat now. A small man approaches. His face was expressionless as he muttered something about his queen and bringing Kraken home. And then he's like, then he turns into a monster, a giant mouth, really. And he's like, and Grabble crackened up. Who was he? What did he want? Wait, stop, hold on. And Peter's like, this is your big mystery? The case you're trying to crack? I told you that thing was sent by Madeline Pryor to collect you limbo demons. But you knew that, didn't you? You knew that, didn't you? You played dumb when he came for Dr. Octoball because you didn't want to go home. He's like, elementary, my dear. Peep man, I knew when I told you the whole story. You agreed that there are bigger things afoot. He's like, what? Like what? And he's like, for the answer, tune in to the next episode of Rec Rap Storytime Adventure. Okay. And he's like, this is not story time. You're supposed to be telling me why you can't go back to limbo. And he's like, I guess I can give a little sneak peek just for you, Peter Parker Pete man. He's like, welcome back last time. Rec Rap Storytime Adventure. Just finish the story. Right, sure. Spider-Man says. He's like, just finish the story. He got frustrated. Let me bring you back. Oop, that's not bringing you back. There we go. And he's like, the demon blob thing that had just eaten Kraken, the hunter told me that as well. So he's like, hiding two web stings told me something odd has just happened. That's what he told him. He got moving on and recognized a fellow creature of limbo, I guess followed and also chased. He's like, but the creature did not return to limbo. It disappeared into one of your classic people boxes. And he's like, an apartment building, Peter says. He's like, bing-a-ling-a-dong, dingo, bing-a-ling-a-dingo. The building tasted normal, if you were wondering. And he's like, I wasn't, Peter said. I don't have any money. You can't be in here. Something in there said. I heard a struggle. Then heavy footsteps plodding downstairs. He turned back into a little guy, but he wasn't going to shake the little lamb tail. And he's like, I tracked him down to Triangle Box, a people box. He's like, the attic in Queens, Peter says. He's like, bing da ding, and buckle your tummy straps, big believer, because the next thing I knew, he disappeared in a flash of light. He was gone-a-ling, a ding-dong. Gone-a-ling, a ding-dong. Please stop doing that, Peter says. I wouldn't have given it another thought. That's alarming, Peter says. If the same thing hadn't happened when I fought Garpion a week later, I followed him to another people box where there was another commotion and another trip to Queens. Another flash of light. And the same thing happened to the next week when I fought Triceratops. Excuse me, Peter says. Oh no, Peter didn't say that. Excuse me. What in the name of Almighty God have you brought into my place of business? And of course, that's Norman Osborn. Kind of upset. And he's like, and Peter's like, Norman, I'm sorry. Do you know Rick Rap? He's like, squeeze to meet ya, Rick Rap says. He says things like that, Peter says. He said, we got ourselves a repo demon that up to no good. It's one hot bath of mystery and the water finds. Happy to scoot over if you want to hop in. What you say, bath buddy? Oh, Lord. He's like, stop touching me, Norman says, because he's like talking and telling these weird things while he's touching him. And he's like, Peter, you may not have noticed the heavy toll these silly adventures of yours have cost my company, but ignorance is a luxury I can't afford. I have 387 employees aside from you. It's my responsibility to run a profitable enterprise so that they can support themselves. If you aren't here on Oscorp business, I kindly ask you to leave. So Norman Osborn is kind of being a jerk, you know what I mean? And I wonder if that's in the future we're gonna get more of that. I mean, we talked about it in the past issues and stuff, where him kind of look like he's turning a little bit, but who knows? And then Rick Rob's like, nah, I'm just straight confused. Is he in or is he out? And then back in limbo, some sound. I just made a sound. It's like Czar. She's Madame Pryor's like, you're late. So you see like him coming in. And Madeleine's like, we haven't been dabbling, have we? And he's like, no, my queen. Only finished my work. She's like, not quite. I expect you to have taken Rick Rap by now. How long must I wait? He's like, not long. He's made a friend. I always find through a friend. And she's like, I see. Just remember that the friend and your target are just different people. Do not confuse the two. And then we have a little interlude in Long Island City. And we have all the guys from the mobsters and stuff like that. You know, they're going back and, you know, Hammerhead's in the house. So they're pretty much going through what's going on through all the territories, and, you know, of course, with Tombstone getting shot and everything. So that's pretty much a recap of that, where things are warming up between the gang war that's coming soon. So I'm not gonna go through that whole thing, but that's pretty much what that is. But what I will say, they were talking about, well, you Hammerhead off Madame Muscale, whatever her name is, and her father. It's like, your father's not gonna like it. You know what I mean? And I keep forgetting the guy's name. Oh, Count Nefaria's daughter. So he off Count Nefaria's daughter, the lady with the mask. And he's like, and that's why no one believes I ordered Madame Mesquite assassination. So he actually assassinated his own daughter, or sent for it. And he's like, only a monster would sacrifice his own daughter. No one will believe we are behind the distabulation of crime, New York. And it's like the bosses will only look to our trusted lieutenant to prevent a cross gang war. And the crime lords of New York City wish to survive. They will bow to the Magi once again. And that's the end of the interlude. Which I ended up having to talk a little bit about this, but there you go. So the mastermind, the guy looks like Doctor Doom, like Doctor. Oh no, not Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange. But we keep on keeping on. Let me get a sip, man. I've been talking for a while. So you've got the right idea, Spider Twin, but if you're going to crack this case, you're only half wearing the right stuff. We're gonna need disguises to double tackle this mystery together. He's like, mystery, and of course it's Rick Rapp with the disguises. You know what I'm saying? Because Rick Rapp did so good disguising himself. Rick Rapp, nothing about your story suggests a mystery of any kind. It's like, but what about the attic? The flashing lights. The repo demon is doing its job, and you're trying to get in the way because you would rather cause trouble than tear up the city than face the facts. And he's like, the only way for you to go help is to go home. And he's like, wah! Rick Rapp is crying. He's like, no need to cry. Wah! It's all gonna be over soon. And he's like, poopers. So you see him crying. Then you see the dude in the back. You know what I mean? The collector of some kind. So I don't know why, but Peter goes back, changes uniform while all this is happening because Spider-Man left. And he had to change real quick 5 blocks away, and he goes back into his apartment. And he's like, I didn't leave that photo there. So his apartment's all messed up. Remember, this dude took Randy away from him. And I definitely didn't leave my door like that. It's all destroyed. And this is a coincidence. What was it? Rick Rapp said Repo always visits a people box after making a collection. And he's like, I assume he was collecting more demons, but what if? And he finds Randy's phone. And he's like, Spider-Man's pissed. He's like, Randy's phone? Rick Rapp thought Repo was doing something extracurricular. Talking things he shouldn't be. Talking them to an attic in Queens. Randy, if Rick Rapp was right, Randy could be, hold on, buddy, I'm coming. So he's like nervous about Randy now. Because this thing took him. And then of course in Limbo you see Rick Rapp is crying. And he falls, boom, 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 into the land. He's like, what a trip. How large can one demon be? And look at this. I'm covered in ectodigestional goo. So they're inside the thing, but like it looked like a big place. That's why he said that. He's like, must be a day that ends in Y. And don't forget, Rick Rapp, he was bound to get you eventually. Welcome to the home of the damned. Limbo, limbo. You're never getting out of here. You're never getting out of here. I mean, he doesn't say it like that, but I added that. But back in Queens, Rick Rapp knew there was something about the attic. Spider-Man says. Oh, he's thinking. Something about it drew Repo here. Time to find out what. Randy? Randy? I was hoping you would come, the weird figure says. He's like, I'm going to ask this calmly, but I'm only going to do it once. Where is Randy Robertson. So he sees the guy. He went into the room and you see the guy right there. Collector guy, whatever he is. He's like, no. The question is, what is Randy Robertson? So like, I'm not freaking out. Like, what he do with him? You know, he's like, excuse me? He's like, he is your collateral. Sniff. Peter. And he's like, you owe me a great debt. And he turns back into that little icky monster thing. He goes, what does that have to do with debts? Everything, Peter. Now pay. So he's after him. And then Peter, he goes, pay again. And Peter's like, no, wait. There now. We're even. To be continued. So he swallows him up. And Spider-Man's in trouble. And to be continued. Dun, dun, dun. And now, of course, next issue is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 38.
38.
As you see Spider-Man down there and him up there. So, yeah. So, yeah. So what you think about this one? Mr. Tom?
Good.
Just to
Just to
continue
continue
for weird,
odd, mediocre humor.
courtesy
Courtesy
of
of Rec-
Yeah. I didn't think this was as good as the other one. And the thing is, like, I gave the other one 2.5. But, I thought it was alright. Like you say, it was a continuation from what was going on. Rick Rapp telling the crazy stories. It was alright, but Norman Osborn cameo from him, showing like he's being stiff now. So I guess we're gonna learn more about that in the future. And of course, they gave you a little interlude of the gang war that's coming up and stuff like that. So like, yeah, you find out a little more about what's going on, but now the way they left it at the end, now the next issue, now they really want you to find out who this guy is. Now you're thinking, who the hell is this guy that keeps kidnapping Peter, he kidnapped Robert Robertson, he gets everybody, swallows everybody, and now apparently he swallows Spider-Man. I guess Spider-Man is going into that limbo stomach of his or something like that. Yeah, so like if I had to like grade it, this one would be a 2.0, which is not the greatest grade. You know what I mean? It's a poor grade. 2.5 is a little better, but it wasn't as good as the other one, which I gave it 2.5. So why I don't know why I would give this one a higher grade. What saves it for me giving it a lower grade is I love Ed McGuinness and his drawing of Rick Rapp and stuff like that. The flashbacks were okay. It wasn't a 1, you know what I mean? It wasn't like the worst thing in the world, but it wasn't guess what? But yeah, 2.0. What grade do you give it?
I'm gonna take from the last 2.5.
So you got 2.5, you said? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And of course, that's the end of that issue. My man here is covering this issue. I guess I show the A cover. I think you have a variant of this one too, but this is the A cover.
Yeah, they did.
Turn it cost
To
to
Spider.
Okay.
Stone Monkey.
Yeah. So this is issue number 38, and I did have a variant for this one, but I thought you had it, so I wasn't gonna show it. But since I got this variant out of it,
Ooh.
the Moon Knight looking with the black costume, Spider-Man, and all that. I ended up picking this one up first from my shop, and then like I went to another shop and saw the A cover. I might as well grab it. But
Is that the black?
yeah, that's the black suit.
Is Moon Knight?
And the Moon Knight, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Knight's End. So it's Knight's End variant because they're promoting the end of Moon Knight, I guess.
Yeah,
like that.
Got wrinkled. But I am.
Yeah. So let me throw that on there over there. And then, of course, you're covering this issue.
Yep.
So, yeah, man. Let me just.
So
Fast.
and
And
he was
spiral
spiraling down the hill inside repo mat. So Spidey gets taken man and sticking the jagged. Oh, that's my. And yes, it's repo. Madeline Price, human collector. And yes, that's. And he's like proud of it. And he's like, wait a minute. And so like the wheezing in like a bug. Like let's get pepper. And so the repo, but you know. And he's like, and then like thinking I when repo. And then once again, and he's like falling limbo.
Limbo.
And then it cuts to campfire of Rick the Rick Rap sit. Which brings up 129 adventure. In a rapturous Rick Rap. I call Spider-Man. Sure, buddy. I'd love to help. He's like, remember I all have been human name Rick. He's like, and I hope Tails, big believer. Duck all back. Found himself in limbo. You know, and we're all sitting there. Dr. Rock. Oh my god. Rick Rap knows. He knows exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all like elevating. Great story. And then all lands Peter. And Rick Rap. He's like Peter Parker, my buddy. Like, where did you come from? You know, Peter's like where I'm. You know, where you're in. He's like, oh good. We gotta get out of here. Back. Show. You know, and then six are like, you know, get wrecked. You know, and I don't care. You're ready. Need to get back. And it turns to what does it take? And then Rick, you know, Peter. He's gonna work out. It's down here. Different. We got time takes long. And then he's like in Dr. Aaron. And the Cthulhu be great. Like I don't know what to cry. So cuts back. And then his alternate form. And he's all in some prepping tool to do some nasty thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like flat.
No. When I torture, you know, no one business, no one cared. You know, he's like, oh, my interest, part of the pain, part of my. You see Randy, and you back to, and it says two. I'm 10. So Rick Raps with these little sticks and bags. Years later. What the hell is that? You know, and Rick Raps like, that's some dead. You know, Peter's like, you know, that's Ash. Further straight. So Rick, oh, ahead, Peter. And you know, Peter's all like, you know, I was getting, you know, you're a fighter. And Rick Raps like, hey, Peter Parker, get in the Rick pool. They spray. He launches into the air. Then we
Then we
cut
cut back
to the
to the
Repo,
repo,
and it's
and
like
it's like
4
I'm
times 30,
30,
and it
and it
shows
shows
Peter and
Peter
Rick
and Rick
and up
and up
these
the
nasty,
nasty
there is, and then
and then it's
him like
like
this,
this,
like
the
the
skull
skull
paint,
and by
and
that
by that
I've lapsed
lapsed through time,
and Rick
and
grabs
Rick grabs like
Cowabunga.
dude.
Oh,
Trigger.
And he's all
He's
like,
all like,
this thing
this thing like,
is made of
made
meat.
of meat.
Skull
Like,
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 rat.
I
I don't even know.
don't even know if I'm
Anyway, so we
kept
the
getting
ready
ready to
game, and
all of a sudden,
you know,
throwing
throwing
up
stuff,
stuff.
about to
About to like
break,
break, and
thing,
thing,
he
he
spits
spits up
rapid,
and
rating,
rating. And Peter's like,
I gotta
I gotta go find
Rick
Rick Up's like,
be a
be a
famous
famous
man,
man, quit
sarcasm. So,
So,
Peter's
Peter's
sitting
sitting
there.
there.
He's like,
He's like, are you okay?
Randy's
Randy's like,
look
look out.
And
And the
time
time to pay.
And Peter's
Peter's like,
who
who the hell?
He's like,
He's like, wait a minute.
minute. Face. I
I
remember,
remember you
you're the
for the
collection.
collection.
He's like,
The guy who
paid my,
came for my
back when
when I was
Bose.
Bose.
He's like,
He's
man,
like, man,
I haven't
I haven't
seen
seen it
since
since
Kaz.
Kaz.
And it
And
says,
it says,
Nathan
Nathan
Spider,
Spider,
8 or
8 or 8.
So
So
supposedly,
supposedly,
Asian
Asian
guy
guy
in the
in the
different,
different
that's
best
this
hey
thing.
this thing.
And
And
Peter's
Peter's
like,
like, well,
hold it
hold
this
it
way.
this way.
You don't have
You
to
don't have to
sit. Let me
let me
just
scrap.
And the
And the
guys,
guys,
repo guys,
people
no, your money's no good here. Time to pay up like big time
time
with your
with your
eye. Rick
Rap
jumps
jumps
in,
in,
web
wing,
and
and the
bite, and Rick
grabs
pulls
pulls for a clip.
He's
He's like,
throws the
throws
couch
the couch
up and
up,
he's
and he's
like,
like,
dinner. All
all
things
things.
Rick. And Peter's
Peter's
like,
like,
oh man.
oh man.
He's like,
He's like, that just
yeah.
yeah.
Like
Like
he flings the
flings the
couch,
couch,
throws
throws
it
it in
the
the
monster.
monster.
And Peter's
Peter's like,
well,
well,
we
he
clogged
him up.
We'll
We'll
just
just
by
eating
eating
himself.
And that's
And that's
exactly.
exactly.
He ate
He ate him.
disappeared back.
You.
So
So I cut
again.
Rick.
Oh, defeated
Defeated the bad. Time.
Reps
Grab three.
and then
And then it shut
back in
back in the mouth.
Oh, and
Oh, and she's,
you know,
the
Rick
rat
for
for
sniffing
sniffing
out
out
and
doing
just
just
repo man. He's like,
He's like, it's all prayer.
she's like,
He's like, okay,
gathering
over
over
with.
and
And then
him
him having a
Rick
rap
with
with the
going,
Rick.
and Rick
And Rick raps.
well,
Well,
I got my
I got my hero.
He's like,
It's
time
time
for
for another
episode
episode of
Time
Time Adventure.
He's in
He's
it.
in it.
Oh, I
I
call
call
gang,
gang,
and it
and it
requires
requires
no, Rick
rap out.
Woo. So then
So then it cut
back
back to
to the beginning
beginning
gang war.
gang war.
got Randy talking to Luke Cage about trying to do away with the anti-superhero, make it their legal thing that Kingpin set up. And Luke Cage is like, you're playing with fire here, boy. And Randy's like, no, I can take care of this. Just watch me. And it shows him on a news thing saying, fiscal law was written in by a criminal. And all it does is protect nothing but criminals. And then it cuts to Hammerhead in his little hideout. Saying, man, that stupid kid meddling in our business. And then he's got some little, his little side piece, his woman with him. And, one of the cronies named Jake calls up. Got a bunch of corpses. It's like, yeah, we took care of Lady Yoland's crew. Man, they must have been vampires or something, because that holy water that the priest used just melted them. And Hammerhead's like, oh, fantastic. Just send Father O'Neill home with a nice donation. It's like, and you can drop the masks that Mr. Negative's goons use. So they're trying to frame Mr. Negative by looking like Mr. Negative's crew. And Hammerhead's all telling his, chick, like, it's going to be a big day tomorrow. And I guess she's some kind of chick that can morph. I'm not really familiar with her character. She's like going through all these like morphing things, like looking like Mr. Negative. And I think looking like, I'm trying to remember the name of that villain that kind of looked like a ringmaster, or like the crazy bunny from Alice in Wonderland. So it's sitting there morphing villains, and Hammerhead's like, we got a lot of muscle. He's like, I've got the families, we're getting them together, and I've got Count frickin' Nefaria and Silvermane backing me up. And she's all like, the morphin chick is like, are you so sure about that? He's like, I kept my seat. I have the power to make you whole. He's like, Madam Mass territory, that's up for grabs now that we, now that I sniffed her out and killed her. He says, and then, we're going to take over Tombstone's territory because he's, probably going to end up dying. And then she's all like, well, that's what I'm trying to tell you, though. If Harlem's up for grabs, nobody told Tombstone's daughter, who's now the Beetle. And it cuts to, lo and behold, Tombstone. So he's sitting there in the hospital. Randy's, gone to try and make up with her. She's all, trying to talk to Tombstone. She's like, Daddy, she says, they had to hit Mariah's crew to back her off 128th. But I think she got a hit. And she's like saying, Diamondback, he's making noise too. I think he's waiting to see if we show weakness. She's like, that's not going to happen, Daddy. Anyone tries to take something for you, I'm going to break them in half. Randy comes in trying to reason with her. He's like, Janice, he says, do you really think that's what your dad wants? You think that's what any of us wanted? She's like, I don't really care what you have to say anymore, Randy. She says, I thought you were super busy getting the super cops back on the streets. And Randy's like, I'm trying to keep, balance things out here. We need the superheroes to bring order to the villains. And she's like, he's like, so we don't get a repeat of what happened, at our wedding. She's all like, just shut up, Randy. She's like, goodbye. So she, dons her Beetle costume, takes flying off. Then we cut back to Robo Silvermane and the Dr. Strange.
Count Nefaria.
Getting a fair. And Silvermane's all like, okay, the crime bosses of New York. City balance on the precipice of gang war. And they believe Hammerhead's the only one that can prevent it. He's been a loyal soldier. Count Nefario's like, no need for niceties here. He's been a loyal pawn. He's made us the de facto leaders of every crime organization in New York City. He says, our hand lies around the neck of every one of our adversaries. He says, Hammerhead will keep them teetering on the brink, and we decide whose neck we wish to squeeze. And the next thing you know, Silvermane's like grabbing Nefario by the neck, like throwing him around. And he's all like, "What are you doing to me?" He's all like, "I don't know. I'm out of control. I'm not controlling myself." He's like, "Nefario." And the next thing you know, he's ripping his own head off. Like, what the hell? It's like, no. He's like, and then he looks at the shadow. He's like, you. And it shows this shadow of a figure. He says, "Huh, a gang war. I think this sounds kind of fun." It says to be continued.
Bum bum bum.
Boom.
Boo-doo, boo-doo. Oh man.
Yeah.
So of course at the end you see it's gonna start what you call it?
Gang war.
The gang war.
Yep.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, man. So since you went through the whole thing, so this issue I thought some things were interesting, you know what I mean? Like of course they wrap up the collector guy that everybody was wondering who he was always coming in and collecting, trying to collect whatever bill. He still owes him something. He took his job a little too serious, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like he looked like he died and got resurrected as this thing. And
That was weird.
that was very weird. That's why the arc was so weird. So this guy swallows him, brings him into limbo kind of thing, Madeline Pry and all that. I guess if you're gonna make a story of limbo, you gotta make things weird, right? But yeah, it's just this arc wasn't the greatest, man. It really wasn't. I still like the first book more than the last two, but I like this one better than the second one.
Mm-hmm.
So the last one I gave it a 2 point. The first one I gave it 2.5. The last one I gave it a 2. So this one I'm breaking a little bit of the rules. I'm giving it a 2.25. You know what I'm saying? 2.25, cause it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not jackpot. You know what I mean? Not jackpot. You know what I mean? But there's some things you actually will. Like I said earlier, you're a Spider-Man fan for so many years. Like the last one, it gave you like a couple of nostalgia stuff that you look on from the past and stuff like that. So there was Silvermane and all that.
Yeah.
You didn't really get much of that this year, in this book, but you got enough. It gave you the rest of that storyline, and it got you started on the gang war stuff, which I knew that when I was reading this, I thought it was like interesting, but the side piece you talked about, you know what I mean? She plays a bigger role in the other issues and stuff like that. But I guess if you see that and you pointed it out, they show her a lot. So it's like she has something to do with it, even though I did go ahead and read the other books. I already knew. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Did you know that? Like, do you know that she's more than meets the eye?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Run for whoa.
Taqi Station, man. He's technically Taqi. But Jackpot has Felicia.
Yeah, that's true.
But they have a series coming. I guess I'm gonna get it. But but yeah. So if I had to, what grade you give this issue? I forgot to ask you for your grade.
Yeah, 2 point.
Well, wait, hold on. Let me mute myself. Did you give it? What you give it?
2.35.
All right, good. Reason why I muted myself, cause John Comics and Quiz got on here, said there was an echo. I thought it was just on my part, so I guess I had to mute myself to let you finish your stories, reading the story. So we're getting an echo. I hate that. I thought those days were gone, but echo. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Man, I don't know what I gotta maybe complain about it or something. But yeah, man. But since you gave it 2.35, I gave it a 2 point this, I gave the other one 2.0. So I guess the final grade will be 2.69, dudes. Oh man, never gets old for us, right?
Yep.
So so that wraps up the rest of the Spider-Man for this arc right here. Like I said, next week we're covering. I'm gonna give myself the big solo, not solo, but next week we're covering Gang War #1. So we finally gonna get to Gang War, and instead of doing the second Gang War issue, we're gonna cover the Ultimate Spider-Man numero uno. For whatever reason, I got stuck with the other one right here. So we're gonna cover both of these issues next week. We figured this is not part of the main ASM, but we enjoyed it enough. We probably end up covering it on here. Because I enjoyed the heck out of this, and Tom was able to get himself an issue, and he enjoyed it. Love it. You know, of course, you got Hickman and Chichetto joining forces. It is no doubt why it's sold out and stuff like that. StreamYard is supposed to take care of the echo, like Daredevil. Oh yeah, Gang War. I enjoyed the Gang War. Like it, I enjoyed it so much that I ended up going out and getting the tie-ins and stuff. Like I said, I gotta go pick that up. I had it sent to the Astoria Midtown, and they threw it on sale. Some of the first few issues, so I ended up getting that. So I'm gonna end up reading. We're not covering the whole thing because we'll never finish. But next week, man, Gang War, Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Can't wait for that next week. But I was not only gonna do the issues, but you know, by popular demand, you know what I mean, people wanted it. You know, you gotta have it. My favorite part of the show, some show and tell. That beautiful sight up in the house. Looks like my man Tom went to go get his stuff. While he does that, I'm gonna put my version of the show and tell. I hope you guys. Miles has been great. Yeah, I love Miles Morales. The whole story. Like, I agree with people. That's been the best Spider-Man story. But now the Ultimate Spider-Man, if he keeps doing that, that is gonna end up being the best Spider-Man story. But Miles has been legit throughout his whole run. Every volume has been good. But heck yeah. But keep on keeping on my version of the show and tell today. I'm throwing things out of the way. I decided, like everybody knows, pop culture. You know, we always do pop culture. Pop culture philosopher Robbie. He's always showing all kinds of things. It's not just comic books. Me too. So I figured I'd show some. Everybody loves my love for cereal, just like Robbie and a lot of us. Robbie always. That's why I gravitated towards Robbie a lot. He showed cereal. He showed a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna do the same thing. The cereals that I've been eating during the holidays. Got me some Elf in the Shelf. Family size. I'm almost done with this one. It's like generic cereal, but they end up putting the Elf on the Shelf and stuff like that. But it was pretty good. I gotta finish this one, and this one's half open too. Why not have chocolate Elf on the Shelf? You know what I mean? So they got the same thing, but it's chocolate. Nice little. I love me some cereal, but why not? Why not? You know, why not, man? It's cereal. I love cereal. And keep on keeping on with the holiday theme. Pumpkin spice frosted flakes, which is damn good. This one's really good. If I had to give it a grade, I'll probably give it a 4.99. You know what I mean? It's just I'll give it a 5, man. What's this 99 shit? You know what I mean? 99, Brooklyn 99, one of my favorite shows, but love me the pumpkin spice. I'm gonna miss it because pumpkin spice season is over. But I still got something left from pumpkin spice to eat before the next season comes. And keep on keeping on with the holiday theme, the special edition of Rice Krispies, red and green color mix. I mean, it's like, I was going to show some of these the last time, but we haven't done a show. It's been a year since we did a show, like I said earlier. It's been a whole year since we did a show, so I wasn't able to show some of these. But I'm showing it today, like Rice Krispies. I like to cut up some bananas and put it in my bowl with milk and have this with that. Oh, can't wait, man. So I'm definitely going to eat some of that. I love me some cereal. And this is my favorite cereal in the holidays. The Sugar Cookie Toast Crunch. So damn good. So damn good. You know what I mean? So, well, what about Snoop on the Stoop? I never had that one. But keep on keeping on. Now that the holiday's over, I finished that kind of cereal. I picked up Berry Pebbles. I love Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, and all that. Women celebrating women who rock. So you got the Berry Pebbles. It's gonna be damn good too. Can't wait to eat this one. I'm gonna say that with all of them. Keep on keeping on with the cereal. Waffle Crisp up in the house. You know what I mean? I know everybody remembers Waffle Crisp when they were a kid. Love going over to my local Walmart or something like that and pick it up. They're not as big as they used to. It smells good too. Like that maple. Ooh, smells so. I'm gonna eat some cereal again. I ate some this morning. Now I want to eat more cereal. This is what I did to myself. But the only thing complaint I have is these things are a lot smaller now. They used to be bigger. They used to be like 3 times the size. But to each his own, right? We get what we have to get. And keep on keeping on. I think I had this cereal before, but I love Cookie Crisp and I love Chips Ahoy. So this is like Cookie Crisp, but it's original Chips Ahoy kind of cereal. Love me some chips. It's limited edition. I feel like they came out with this before, but you know I'm gonna get it. Chips Ahoy, one of my favorite cookies and growing up and stuff like that. I got the cereal. And then another, this was a candy bar. One of my favorite candy bars into a cereal. I got me some Kit Kat cereal.
wow.
Yeah, man. So me and loving some cereal. I probably, whoever's watching this, probably made them hungry. I probably made Taqi hungry. You know what I mean? Or whoever's watching on the rewind. And finished with the cereal because now I'm making myself really hungry. And now I said cereal, so Siri thought I was talking to her. So now, like, I don't know if you heard that, but now, you know, she's like, oh, tell me something. You know what I mean? Oh, Lord. Anyway, I'm always going to get, now that I hear that Walmarts and all that are doing away with the physical media next week, this week coming up, I saw Target got rid of a lot of DVDs already. Best Buy already did it, so it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. I understand why. I understand. But physical media is always going to, if I get a chance to buy stuff physically, I'm going to do it. And I saw this in one of the Walmarts when I was shopping with my lady. And it's Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. I don't remember this one. It says, witness the beginning of evil. I feel like I should remember this one, but I don't. Maybe I heard someone talk about it in one of the streams or something like that, but I had to pick it up. You know what I mean? Now, like, before I want everything 4K, now I'm picking up whatever Blu-ray, whatever I see, DVD, whatever that I don't have, I'm going to pick it up. And I have all the other Resident Evil movies. Might as well pick this one up. So I picked up that one. And then this movie I saw with the lady yesterday. I saw the first 2, enjoyed it. And why not? This is Trolls Band Together. You didn't see that coming. This one has Justin Timberlake, Anna Kendrick, you know what I mean? And you have NSYNC for the first time in like 20 years. They did a song together. Excuse me, in this movie. So I had to pick it up. You know what I mean? My wife had to pick it up. Pretty much a present for each other. You know what I mean? Anniversary present or something. But excellent movie. I'm a sucker for it. I liked the first 2. This was very enjoyable. And I think that's it for my show and tell for this week. And as soon as my man Tom comes back, when Amazon stops selling new physical media, then we'll be worried. Otherwise, just shelf space. Oh, it's true. It's true. Like, everything physical is shelf space, but I can't help it. Like streaming is good, but it's nothing beats when you put it into the machine and the picture just looks a lot better. You ain't gotta worry about skipping or nothing like that. But yeah, that's always understandable with the shelf space and stuff like that. But you know what? I feel like even if Amazon takes it or something, there's always gonna be somebody where you maybe start pre-ordering and stuff like that. I remember seeing a show with Phable and stuff like that. They were talking about it too. That's, you know, they're always gonna be around. Just like vinyl. They thought vinyl was gonna be gone. Look at that. It's still going. And you know, they're still selling the players for it. You know what I mean? So it's up to the consumer, stuff like that. And I don't think it's gonna die anytime soon because I've seen youngsters go and buy vinyl. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, they're in the early 20s and they're buying vinyl. I was like, that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I know it's a different media, stuff like that. Physical media is the best. But enough of me rambling. You know what I mean? Let's see what my man Primetime Tom's got. Take it away.
All right.
All right.
A little bit, some Christmas stuff here. So I got this. I'm just so happy to have gotten this figure. But got the Hobgoblin from the animated series. Love it.
Oh, I'm jealous. I don't have the Hobgoblin. That's so cool. I'm jealous.
Some of that back art. Other figures in the series. There's our old friend Hammerhead. So yeah, pretty cool. Got the glider and the pumpkin bomb. And I picked up a couple books. I got the Epic Collection Spider-Man and Deadpool, which Herm said he loved the run. That just kind of shows some pages from it. And there's actually another pretty cool thing in here, if I can find it. No, anyway. I guess they tried to save Christmas and stuff. But yeah, I thought it would be pretty cool to pick up some, you know, some Spidey and Deadpool fun there. Then I found this beautiful big honking book, The Amazing Spider-Man Web Slinger Hero Icon by Richard.
Yo, that's hot.
This basic from the beginning of Spidey. Some really good art. All the way up to the death of Spidey. So, let's see if I can get that in there.
Yo, that is hot, man. Gorgeous.
So yeah, you got Chapter 1, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. You know, you've got the origins of Spidey. You know, it shows issues 1 and 2 that we all know and love. You know, some of the first issues, like first Lizard, first Lizard, first Sandman. And it just goes, you know, to the 2000s, Power and Responsibility. (2000 to 2001), and all the way down to Spider-Man Blue. Oops. Some risque stuff there. And then got the Gwen Stacy.
Oh no, the big death. Oh no.
You know, then you got the death of Jean DeWolf, which I'm not remember.
Yep.
That was quick. That I forgot about. And then you got, of course, which I hope me and Herm cover, the very famous Craven's Last Hunt.
Yes, which we want to cover one day.
And you got their full phone stuff. I like Spider. But you got a coverage from panels. Anyway, I don't want to go through the whole thing, but you know, then you got the Todd run.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane, baby.
And you got, of course, our boy Miles Morales is actually included in there, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, man. You can't have a book like that without Miles. What's going on?
Doodle Miles. Yeah, kind of, you know. Then, of course, you got, you know, Maximum Carnage.
Favorite childhood storyline.
Then there's like the sub runs that some were popular, some weren't. You got like Neighborhood Watch. And then, like, I think Spider Island. Oh, you even got some more art with, like, this was like from the movies, I guess. You got the Avengers. The Iron Spidey suit from the time. Then you got Spectacular Spider-Man. You got Spider-Gwen, of course.
Sweet.
Her into.
That's a phenomenal book.
And you got big. You got Spider-Verse. Just kind of funny. I said I wasn't going to go through the whole thing, but here I am. All right. Let's see what else. Worldwide. Back to Basics. 2018. Down among dead and left. And you got, of course, include Spider-Ham. Kind of going through the whole multiverse. Love to. All those
Spider-Ham, baby.
Back in Black. Which was very tough to see Aunt May fall. You got one more day. Which one? And not a lot of people.
No, don't show that again.
The artwork. You know, some from their marriage to Mary Jane in that famous dress, which I think was like one of her first appearances. Then you got, you know, him waking up, you know, because of damn Mr. I can't remember, was it Mephisto? Yeah. Wow. I never saw this cover. That's kind of scary. He's giving, what's his name? JJ a CPR, or is he kissing it? What the heck is going on there?
Oh no.
Parker Look, and then Clone Conspiracy, of course. On down to the old. Can't remember if they got Suspiria. Oh, yeah, Death of Spider-Man. I'm gonna say that's before Superior. So yeah, cuts into basically Death of Spider-Man with, you know, and as we all know, and everything unfolds, Superior Spider-Man, and then another run, Next Frontier, which we don't even get me started.
Oh no, who that guy is? I don't know that guy you just said.
But yeah, I saw that book. Gotta get that.
Heck yeah. All right, man. Good ass show and tell, man. That was awesome, man. That book is amazing. I hope I enjoyed the cereal. I thought I'd make it a little different. Every once in a while I'll show some cereal, especially if I got a couple of new ones I haven't tried. But Yeah, man. So yeah, man, next week, man, come back. We're gonna do Ultimate Spider-Man 1, Gang War #1. We finally get to start with that. We're gonna try to go back and be consistent every week till we finally catch up to the run like we always wanted to do. We're getting there. We're what number came out? 42 just came out. So we're like 4 issues of the main run away, and then of course we got the Gang War one. So by the time we catch up, there's gonna be more issues coming out. But the idea is to finally catch up to the main run. That way, like whenever it comes out, we'll cover that one issue for that week or something like that. And then maybe we could cover stuff like Kraven's The Last Hunt and stuff like that. Like monthly, we'll do a show like that. We'll cover a famous Spider-Man arc or something like that. And then maybe we'll go by and we'll cover some of the movies. You know what I'm saying? That's something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Sam. That's something we were planning on doing. We had a whole list of stuff planned out before we lost him, but I plan on doing that. You know, I'm sure he'll be happy. He would have wanted us to cover those. We were gonna cover the movies and everything, and you know, so I'm hoping we can do that. Cover some of the movies. Gives me a chance to rewatch. I always want to rewatch Spider-Man movies. You know what I mean?
Oh, heck yeah.
Like do a nice rewatch. We'll do like one movie a month or something like that, or maybe 2. We'll see what we gotta catch up first, and then we'll see what we do and everything. Thanks everybody in the chats today. Taqi, love you, bro. Thank you, Station. Everybody else that was on here. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of people on here. Even John Comics of Kids was on here. Eric the Stats, Warren Smith, Marvin Wynn was on here. Steve White, Billy Power Mats, Kenneth, and Two Gun. You were going through. Two Gun was on here too. He just for whatever reason is not letting them comment, and I know I didn't block them. The same thing was happening with Brother Joe. So now I gotta figure out what the hell is going on with these two, with people. There might be more people trying to comment and can't. So I'll try to fix that. But till next time, like Tom's already gone. He was like, "Yo, you talking too much. I'm gone. Yo, see ya." So see you guys next week. Hopefully, maybe around the same time next week. We'll let you know. This Wednesday, I'm back at Whiplash Wednesday. Real quick, might as well, since I did this earlier. Unboxing of Tales from Town City #1. The Gallows Man. The guy from the Gallows Man, the creator. You know what I mean? This made comics, Brandon Ingram. So I'm gonna unbox that. I'll be back on Whiplash Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. To unbox that. And that's it, guys. And of course, see all the other shows I talked about earlier. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ding, ding, ding that bell for notification for future videos. So you can see wonderful videos like this one and stuff like that. And of course, if you have nothing else to say, we'll see you next week, guys. Station, love you.
Station.
I didn't get to say this. Happy New Year, everyone. Because before this show, it has been a year since we did it. We did a show. Damn. Never gets old for me to say something like that. But love you guys all. Have a great year. Keep on rolling here in 2024. Let's get some awesome shows up in here. Till next time. Peace out.